2 days off. Guys are getting done with finals. Today will be the first team practice we've had. We've had some weightlifting sessions. We've had some individual work. So we'll have our first team session today at 3:30. So I think our guys are ready to get back on the floor. We'll play Arkansas Pine Bluff on Saturday, and then we'll leave Sunday for Arizona. So Pine Bluff's kind of a team that'll give us a little difficulty because they play zone the whole game. So they're going to try to play our percentages with our shooting. So they play Oklahoma State tonight. Played Seattle last night, so they're on a long road trip. So they'll get in here and play us on Saturday night, and then we're ready to get back on the floor.
Coach, Saturday, obviously, there's been a lot of reaction to some post-game comments you made about the effort of the team.
There has been a lot of reaction?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of feedback at the paper. I know the radio stations have gotten some fan reactions. So I'm curious if you have, first of all, have you heard any of it? It sounds like maybe you haven't heard any of it.
No, I haven't.
What are you as a coach?
I don't read paper and I don't listen to the radio.
Right, but there's a lot of people obviously that still talk
Yeah.
to you. What are you as a coach supposed to do if your players are not giving out effort?
Not play them.
Do you feel you've done that this year?
No.
Is that something you're going to do?
Yes.
What kind of changes?
I mean, I'm just.
Yeah.
I think there'll be some changes. I don't know what they'll be yet. I got 2 more days of practice, but there'll be some changes.
So when you say not playing, are you saying they make a mistake, they're out?
I'm saying playing with not effort,
Okay.
not playing hard. It's a privilege to play here. It's not a right. And there's a certain standard that we have, and it's a players program, but at the end of the day, there's a standard the program stands for. So if they don't do what I ask them to do or what the standard of the program, then they probably won't play.
Is there any,
Probably about 6 months too late.
Is there any self-policing that the players are trying to do with each other when they see that going on?
I haven't seen any. I think you have to hold each other accountable, but I don't know how much there is of that.
How about the Spark game you
Thought he was terrific. And I think you'll see more of him. I think he plays hard. I think he wants to be good. I think he listens, tries to do everything we ask him to do. So I think you'll see more of him.
So you're still kind of looking for that consistent third scorer as well? Do you know what
Third or fourth scorer, we've always had 4 scorers. So, we're trying to find a consistent third scorer, and then hopefully we'll have a fourth scorer. But, I was looking at the stats. It's hard to have a third or fourth scorer when they're only getting 4 shots. So,
how did you feel about him? Was he just a little?
Who's that?
Tim Williams.
Yeah, I just thought he was a little rusty. I thought he was really good in the second half. I'd probably put him in a bad situation. I know how bad he wanted to play. I just think maybe I put him in a bad situation because he hadn't practiced that much, and there's going to be some rust with a concussion. But I think he'll come back. I think he'll play well. But I thought he did some things, but I think he's a little rusty.
Not to belabor the effort and energy thing, guys coming off the court though, you made a comment too about some guys coming off the court not really running. Is this a bigger issue with some guys, or was it just Saturday?
I think it was Saturday. I think there's a lot of things going on with our team as far as how guys are playing, how they're playing together, if they're doing everything, do they trust each other? I think there's a lot of stuff going on that they got to figure out, and I have to figure out. So you're not going to get subbed out and walk off the floor. You're not going to get subbed out and walk off the floor and take your shirt out. It's just not going to happen. Not at our program. I don't think they're doing it to disrespect me. I don't think they're doing it to disrespect the program. But it's not. It's how it looks and the perception of how it looks, and that's not what we stand for.
Like you gave up.
Not give up. It's hard to you don't give up when you do it. The first play of the second half. Not when you cut it to 4. I just think, if you go through the record of our team and the record of this group, the 10 guys coming back, And you go back, and I gave him this little history lesson. If you go back to Air Force last year at Air Force, if you go to San Diego State at San Diego State, if you go to Wyoming here at home, if you go to the Mountain West tournament, you go to Illinois State, you go to Dayton, it's all one thing. It's defensive stops. And when you give up 75 points a game, you're not going to win games. And until you take it upon yourself to play defense and play with effort and play with toughness, then you're going to struggle with that. So it's kind of the fingerprint of this group, the 10 guys that are come back, and now the 5 guys that are newcomers. It's kind of their fingerprint. And until you know you make mistakes and you don't know what happened in those things, you can't correct them in your mind. So all we can do as coaches is keep trying to correct them and keep trying to make them better, and hopefully it'll click. But there's no reason you go down there and you hold New Mexico State to 59 points here and you give them 84 down there. That's unacceptable. So, that's my responsibility, and I'll get it corrected.
What are these weeks like with finals? They've had some days off, but then trying to get them refocused for basketball.
It's tough because, it's tough just the sense that depending on how far behind or if they've done their work up to date, if they're behind, then they really got to bust it to get back ahead or back even. So you try to give them these days off, Monday, Tuesday. So it's one of those things where we're trying to help them, but hopefully, we gave them Sunday off, Monday off, Tuesday off so that they could take care of their academics. So hopefully they did that. The hard part is we don't have much touch with them as far as we're not with them that much. Like I showed them tape on Tuesday night at 5, so that was I had some contact with them when they came in to work out and saw them, but other than that, you're kind of trying to make sure they take care of their academics. So it's kind of a weird week.
You guys are 10 games in, 30-game season,
Mm-hmm.
regular season anyway. So a third of the way through and kind of in the spirit of finals week, what kind of grade would you give this team right now? What third of the way in?
Well, I think a third of the way in, I was really satisfied with, I think, our young guys. I think they came in and played with a lot of energy. I think most of our younger guys are energy givers. They're not energy takers. I'd probably give us a C, maybe a C+, because I think we wanted to be better off than we are right now. And we just got to continue to keep working. I mean, it's a long season. I mean, it's just started. It's like I tried to tell them on Sunday or Saturday when we got back. It was really Sunday morning. Hey, my first team, we played 7 guys, sometimes 8. We're at the same record we are now. We went 15-3 in conference. We lost to New Mexico State at home. And, I was just trying to let those guys know you're just not going to show up and play New Mexico State in a rivalry game and just think they're just going to let you do what you want to do. I mean, Ian Baker, he was pretty impressive just because he didn't want to not beat us. And, you got to give him credit for that. But you can't go into those games no matter what they have a guy that played for him last year that's starting for the Raptors, and we beat him twice with the same group, except one player. So, it is what it is, and they gotta look at the mirror, and I do too. So it's we gotta do it together, and we gotta build on it. But there, I'm glad that we were in games. We were in the Illinois State game to the end. We were in the Dayton game to the end. New Mexico State, we cut it to 4 after being down 17. You can't spot teams like that. So hopefully we'll learn and we'll get better from it. We'll find out Saturday.
Mistakes obviously happen, but what are the things you look for that you feel maybe it's beyond a mistake, that it's maybe not focus, not effort?
Well, I just think that we've done a really good job this year. Like our guys do a really good job with scouting reports. Like if you watch our games, teams usually don't score on us in their sets. They're usually scoring on us in their transition offense. If we take bad shots or we turn the ball over, I call it a pick 6. What I mean, like football, you guys are football fans. Pick 6, it's just turnover, layup. It's kind of like football interception. We have a lot of those. And then we have a lot of offensive rebounds that we've given up. Like we got out-rebounded 39-29. So they had 11 offensive rebounds. So that means our guys only got 14 defensive rebounds. That you can't happen. So we're giving up threes off of offensive rebounds. We're giving up transition, and then we're getting beat late clock and also when the set breaks down. Now that's not schemes on how you're playing defense. That's just guarding, and that's what we got to get better at.
Anything else?
Pretty simple, huh? Jeff, do you think yes? No?